Welcome to mid-July in Ireland. It's absolutely beautiful, really. It's so much easier when they give me these cars to review in Malaga. I'm going to have to jump inside and do a driving tour of this all-new Renault Captur because I don't know if the gear will survive this, but I certainly won't. Let's jump inside, take a look around. I'm not sure if I've ever filmed a car in such bad driving conditions. I can't believe it's like the 10th of July or something. It's just bonkers. This is the new Renault Captur. And it in some ways has big boots to fill, and big is the word because cars are getting bigger all the time. But I do like that Renault have kind of managed to hold on to what this car stands for and left some of the bigger models in their range to the Rafale and the Austral. There's the Scenic. There's a lot going on. So this is a hybrid engine. You don't charge it. It just charges off the petrol engine. It's got 145 brake horsepower. You can get it for under 30 grand, but you've got to add 10 grand extra to get this Alpine version. A lot of the time it will be driving in EV mode, and then when it needs a bit of power it tops up the battery and the petrol engine will kick in, and then the cycle just keeps repeating itself over and over again. Now the Clio is the most interesting comparison because the Clio has gotten bigger over the years, and it's not that long since I drove that car, and yes, this has a higher up seating position, but there's a lot of other comparisons where it is quite similar. Just moving into the boot in the lashing rain. I have my heated seats on, by the way, which is very nice, and the heated steering wheel as well. So you got a droppable floor. You can drop that down. You can slot it into a couple of, I suppose, hinges, kind of, to get access to that lower parcel shelf should you want to. The back seats are all right. They've got, enough room for 2 adults in the back and the leg room. There's 2 USB-C charging ports and some air vents going on in the back, also in this version of the car, at least anyway. Hey, if you're in America, come to Ireland. Our holidays are really, really good, and our summers are amazing. Might have to put on the full demister because I can't actually see. When it comes to safety, of all the safety stuff that you come to expect now: an overview camera, blind spot, frontal collision avoidance. It will tell you if you're going too fast. Yes, it'll beep at you to tell you you're going too fast. You can't turn that off. Very similar screen to what you would have seen in a lot of the other Renault models that are currently on sale. There's 2 USB-C charging ports up here. This is an automatic, so quite simple to use. Gear shifter, steering wheel, very similar to what you would have again seen in other models. I like that they're kind of giving you a lot of the spec for more expensive models and more expensive trims. That's not to say that this version in particular isn't a cheap car, because it's not. I think where the value is in the high 20s for a Captur. The higher spec, it's the nice trim, it's the better colour, it's the nicer wheels, it's all that good stuff, but it's getting too close in price to other things then. It's just too expensive. But the last Captur had a really cool thing where you could move the rear bench forward to give you a slightly bigger boot if you needed it, and this version still has that feature. It's very handy. And when I get my proper drive of this car in the Irish sunshine for a week long, I'll cover all the details of that, but rest assured it is still there. And you get a rear wiper, which is very handy on a day like today. Who closes air vents in cars? I never understand these people. I don't understand them. Anyway, as you can hear, you get a nice reverse and forward sensor just to guide you when parking as well. And the car has traction control, which is really handy for days like today. Let me just crank up the full demister. July, my friends. This is July. I feel so sorry for the people of Renault today because it's really not the day to launch a new car, because You want all your shiny cars to look great in the sunshine, and they just haven't got that weather today, and they're nice people. They don't deserve this. One thing that's great about this size of car is the 145 brake means there is loads of power, and it's quite good to drive actually because of that. The steering is springy, it's got a light feel to it, but you can actually, you know, chuck this thing into corners and have a bit of fun. Although it does make me just think, when can I drive the new Renault 5? Oh God. Normally these roads would be full of American people in Hertz and Sixth rental cars this time of year. There's just nobody around. Even the sheep have fecked off. They're just like, nah, not today, pal. More empty roads for me, though. There's rain dripping off my camera from the start of this review. So handles great. Can actually have a bit of fun with how this car drives. You still get that crossover high up seating position if that is what you're truly after, and you're going to get the looks in this version of the Captur. So I like that it hasn't completely lost its identity on what the Captur has become, you know, famous and popular for. They've still left all those little cool bits in the car, and I love that. But the best way I can sum it up is, if you have owned one of these in the past, you're going to jump straight into this and love it. And if you've never considered a Captur before and you don't need that larger car, now you've got another good looking option on the market, albeit the one that you really will want. It's just very, very expensive. Thanks for watching. I'm off to dry my hair.